So for our next session, I would like to welcome another Cannes Lions rep, Sharif. Sharif is the Managing Director for Bangladesh Forum. Amongst many other titles that he holds, he is an incredibly busy man. And he is going to provide an overview of the advertising industry in Bangladesh, current market and future trends. Hand over to you. Is there some background noise?
Can you hear me, Aisling?
Yes,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here on a very interesting dialogue. So I'll try to basically cover my thoughts on two dimensions. One is, first, I'll just share a little sort of context in terms of what we do. And then I'll try to basically focus my talk not just only Bangladesh advertising industry, but more from the lens of what I feel there are some great opportunities to collaborate with our creative agencies in UK. I'll try to focus on that a little bit more. Now, Bangladesh Brand Forum, it's a knowledge-driven knowledge platform and thought leadership platform. We've been operating since 2007 with the core focus of how can we use knowledge, innovation, and creativity and actually bring a sustainable change in Bangladesh. We've been working on two different streams. One focuses on the industry in different functional areas. So where we focus on brands, communication, digital, and in partnership with many institutions like Cannes Lions, Marketing Association, Asia Marketing Federation, and different global platforms, Kellogg's Innovation Network. We have created multiple platforms on brand communication, digital in the country. But at the same time, we also have another platform called Bangladesh Innovation Conclave, around which we focus on Bangladesh next journey, centering around innovation. And how does basically knowledge and at the same time different sectors and people comes together and we create a more sustainable shared progress, not just in Dhaka, which right now the focus is, but across the country. So we are basically working in creating 8 innovation hubs and separate platforms around fintech. We have a separate platform on innovation itself, and also creating a master hub in Dhaka to cater to all the needs. And these are designed around youth and creating sustainable solution for the country. And this is where I think the opportunity starts. Because if you look at Bangladesh, which has a very interesting journey in the last 50 years, and this is 50 years we're celebrating. So those who are listening from all over the world, our greetings from Bangladesh on 50 years of our independence. And the 50 years journey of Bangladesh is nothing short of a miracle from where we started in 1971. Because if you bring together 3 challenges, which are also the opportunities for Bangladesh, you will understand the exciting country that Bangladesh is. Bangladesh is the most densely populated nation on the planet, considering the large population that we have, 8th largest population in the world. And at the same time, there is still a number of poverty levels are high, which means we are still near the bottom of the pyramid if we look into from that context. And I think that creates a very unique opportunity because Bangladesh is over the years is also making significant progress tapping into these challenges, bringing in digital solutions and basically bringing together people to create people-centric solutions. And we feel the advertising industry for countries like Bangladesh in the future is more people-centric. So while earlier stage it was product-centric, brand-centric, I think the next journey is going to be what can we do from our, whether it's a communication engagement or any form of solution, we look at from people's lens. And we always say, we have a saying in our own company, we say that marketeers and advertisers are the 2 groups who represents people in the company. Everyone basically is trying to create a solution, look at bottom line and everything, growth, but marketeers are and should be, and advertisers should be the voice of the people. And that, I think, post-pandemic is the really exciting phase. So if you look at the Bangladesh advertising sector, I think one of the big change that are happening, apart from the people-centric approach, is creating solution. So earlier we used to sort of promote product or services, campaigns, designing campaigns in different format, traditional, digital, we still do. But I think slowly the needs are coming is where we are supposed to solve a business problem, where we need to solve a customer problem through our, whether it's a campaign or some form of engagement using multiple channels. And that's where it gets really exciting. And as that happens, what we feel is Bangladesh can become a hub, an incubation hub for creating such solution for similar markets of the world, tapping into Bangladesh because of our high density population, and also because people are here very agile, they are very resilient, they have to fight off different things and sort of solve them on a daily basis. So they're very open to ideas, open to experiment. And that makes it a very interesting hub. It can become a very interesting hub to create interesting solution, not for developed nation, but for nations where there are still significant or similar challenges, maybe where a little bit behind Bangladesh. So that's number one. Number two, I think as we feel the whole notion of advertising industry is going to change. Advertising industry creating campaigns, while it will remain in a different format for the sector itself. But I think when we look at business solution, we need to see what role the advertising industry need to play for startups, for new companies that are going to born out of a digital need. Their approach to market would be very different from, let's say, a traditional company 50 years before. And there I see the next sort of opportunity for UK creative industries to collaborate with Bangladesh, different set of companies or startups. Because startups essentially try to look for a solution or solve a problem for consumers. And consumer lens is something which the advertising industry have very well. They work with the insight, as Tanzeen was saying very rightfully. So bringing these two together, I think there can be very interesting collaboration can take place with Bangladeshi startups, from fintech to agrotech, future cities, you name it. And those solutions, not necessarily looking into just Bangladesh market, but those can be exported to similar markets, whether it's Africa or Eastern Europe or similar markets around the world. And I think that's a very different form of shape and nature of advertising agencies, where advertising agency needs to evolve to the new reality, creating solutions that are more sustainable, but at the same time helps companies to grow. So that's a tremendous opportunity. The third area, which Tanzeen was referring very rightfully, that there is a big knowledge gap which exists in Bangladesh, and Bangladesh economy which is going to grow. So right now we are around $340 billion economy, and we have a vision to become $2.5 trillion plus by 2041. So you can imagine it's going to be a market which is going to grow. Last year we were the fastest growing economy within pandemic in Asia, and the growth momentum will continue. So I think there is a tremendous opportunity as a market itself to look into and collaborate, but at the same time to develop the skills. In fact, just to let everyone know, we from Bangladesh Brand Forum have been working right now to create a communication academy, because we do not have any such platform to really structurally develop the core skill set that are needed so much to prepare the next generation for a very different type of advertising or problem solving approach which the brands would require. And that's an area where we'll be very happy to sort of see what type of collaborations are possible. So in short, I think the Bangladesh in next 10, 15 years is going to be an extremely exciting sort of place to collaborate, work, or just to focus, because lots are going to happen, the good and the bad and the ugly. We are going to be one of the first countries. We are already facing the climate change effect. And so Bangladesh is already trying to figure out its own solution to face the climate change problems and challenges. And I feel these can be also a breeding ground for ideas and innovation, which again can be marketed around the world, because we are living those challenges right now as we speak. So one is Bangladesh can become a hub for collaboration to create new solutions which can be taken to different markets. Bangladesh itself is a growing market, so there can be a lot of collaboration in digital new solutions. We are right now working with 3 players across the world to bring in digital solution to the Bangladesh market. So that's going to keep on, I think it will keep on continue to grow. And finally, I think skills development is one area where there are a lot of works that can happen in Bangladesh in collaboration with the UK similar market players. So that's very much in a brief. I've tried to sort of share our perspective. I'll be happy to sort of respond to any query which anyone can have. Aisling, over to you. Thanks.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Excuse me, my voice is still going. So just one of the things that you mentioned was around the climate change. And again, you and I have spoken previously to this session about the AdNet Zero and all the work that we are doing here around the advertising sector and around climate change. And I know that's a conversation that we're going to pick up afterwards. But am I right in thinking you have a couple of events coming up where that people in the audience can partake in? If they
want? Absolutely. In fact, we have series of events, and earlier they used to be obviously physical, but now we are doing virtually. And even next year when we do physical, we will still continue to have a virtual version, and we'll be more than happy to share whatever are happening, so you can share within the audience or within your platform. So we immediately, in fact, we have a 2-day fintech summit, which is happening 26-27. And we are also launching a fintech award to find out what are the best fintech solutions that are operating in Bangladesh. All of that's happening 26-27. On 11th and 12th December, we have got the digital summit. We used to call it digital marketing, but we are looking into that more horizontally. So it's a digital summit followed by a digital marketing award. This is the 6th version that's happening. So I think that will be very relevant. And also on 23rd and 24th of December, we have a brand fest. So this is basically a yearly where we celebrate the best of branding in Bangladesh, and at the same time have discussion on brands development in the new age of the world after post-pandemic. So these 3 are happening in the next couple of months.
And I think what we're really looking forward to doing, though, is for us both to meet in person at Cannes Lions next year.
Oh, absolutely. Looking forward to that.
Yes, and to rather than being online. And we've discussed that we'd like to do something together as a kind of a
absolutely
event in person.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. I'm just going to say thank you very much for your time today.